And like, there's cops got a dude pinned down on the ground. There's a dog out.
That's how we do it in the South.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. You know, it's kind of fun just to get back in the chair and share some stories with you guys. It's crazy when you think about the whirlwind of all of this. I'm staring into a camera right now that cost almost as much as my first house. Little rave boy, old 1099 himself. I am so proud of him. He is stepping up the bat. We're actually shooting with a camera right now that has 8K friggin' capabilities. Like, what do you even do with 8K? Like, my mind don't even, I've just got to 4K. And now we have an 8? It's whatever. We let him handle the technology. I handle the bullshitting and sales here at the RUC. But, that being said, you know, it's crazy, all this stuff. And I just got back from a phenomenal trip. I got to spend the weekend with some of my best friends, some of my favorite people in Indianapolis for breakfast at the Brickyard. You got to think, you know, Indianapolis 500, Indy 500. I mean, it is so neat to walk and see the drivers and have breakfast with all these guys and all the mayors of Indiana and all the socialites and all the cool people of Indiana. And, you know, and we had several other YouTube guys that were there, you know, and a lot of them, you know, I know, and then some of them I've just met this past weekend. And Travis Matthew, one of my very best friends, and I love him dearly. He always goes all out for his people. And, you know, he actually built a room off of his office storefront for Celebrity Machines for the tag company. And he has this like really nice suite, little kick-out condo back there, and he calls it the Rob Pitts Chalet. And he goes, that way, anytime Rob wants to come stay at my place, he's always got a place in Indy. The crazy part of that is all these YouTubers, Ed, Arnie, Doug Tabbitt, Mark Spence, all these VinWiki guys, have Jared Pink. Everybody has stayed in the Rob Pitts Chalet but Rob Pitts. I told him, I said, he calls me up, he goes, Rob, you want to come to breakfast at the Brickyard? It's going to be a great time. We're going to get out on the track, have some fun, so bring a car up. And I said, man, I'm down. Pencil me in. And so I rode up there, and obviously, you know, like I said, Travis said, he said, I got everything covered. He said, Travis is like the best travel agent ever. He missed his calling in life. He booked me a hotel in the #1 hotel right now in the United States is in Indianapolis. It's called Bottle Works, and it's definitely worth the Google. Wonderful experience staying there. We had a blast down right there on Mass Avenue in downtown Indy. Of course, Meekum was also going on at the same time, so I got to meet a lot of my car flipping, swapping buddies while I was out there. But, you know, it was really fun doing this. And I mean, this is true 5-star experience. And I love it. And it's so much fun. Like I said, we had a lot of laughs and getting to go to so we got to go to the private vault. So when you go to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, they have the museum. And then if you know people, you can go downstairs to the vault underground. And that's where a whole private collection is. No pictures can be took, no video cameras. And we got to go down and see all of these cars. I mean, the original prototype Viper that was used for a pace car for the Indianapolis 500. The funny story behind that, tons of vintage Indianapolis race cars down there. I mean, just so neat, just so many fun things down there. Engines, just all kinds of stuff. And I mean, just millions upon millions of dollars worth of cars in this building that is not open to the public. Only a handful of people every year get to see these cars. And I would share pictures with you, but obviously we couldn't take any. So take my word for it. If you ever get the opportunity, go. It's worth it. That right there was worth the trip just to see that. We had a great time there. But all that being said, I come in this morning and Kobe Kai's here, got the coffee pot fired up, and we're standing around. Man, how was your weekend? And I was telling him all about it, and I brought him a hat back, and we're sitting there shooting the bull, and he goes, ain't it funny how things have changed? And it really didn't hit me till he said it like that. And in so many instances, I'm a blessed human being. But this is so funny. We were talking about that hotel, and like I said, it was 5-star all the way. And if you ever get the opportunity, I highly recommend. But we got talking about some of the hotels we stayed at not that long ago. Me and Travis have a constant running joke about being connoisseurs of continental breakfast at the Holiday Inn or the Hampton Inn or wherever, and we laugh about that. But we've stayed in some pretty rough joints over the years doing events and things like that, especially with the event company. The one that sticks out in my mind the most and was absolutely hilarious, and it's crazy, just this past weekend they were actually racing up in North Wilkesboro. We had an event up there, and I'll never forget, Kobe was driving the truck, and we're pulling the event trailer up, and I'm riding shotgun, and we're going down this little, narrow, windy-ass 2-lane road with chicken coops everywhere. And keep in mind, the event trailer is 8 foot wide, 7 foot tall, and 16 foot long. So this thing's literally line to line on this little narrow-ass road, this big-ass trailer, and it's just cranking through all these little crooks and crannies. We finally get to the track. We drop the trailer, get set up, and we go to our hotel. Well, the only hotel we could find in town was a Comfort Inn. Hey, it works. It's somewhere to lay your head. You know what I mean? It's not a hot date. It's a working gig. It's whatever. And so we get there, and it doesn't look too bad. Small town. It doesn't look too bad. Doors are on the outside, one of those type hotels. And, so we go check in, and when we checked in, the lady that was at the front desk, the very first thing she said was, "Don't keep anything expensive in your car." And I'm like, okay. She said, "Yeah, we've had a lot of trouble recently with people breaking into cars in the hotel parking lot." And I'm like, that's crazy. Thanks for the heads up. I mean, you got to think about it. We're in small town North Carolina. And so anyway, we get checked into our rooms, and I sat down on the bed, and I cut the TV on, and the TV came on to like the local news. And it was like, drugs and, shots fired and all something. Like, holy shit, where are we at, Well, next thing you know, on the front door, Kobe said, "Man, look out the damn window out there." He walks in the room, and I pull the curtain back, and I look, and we're on the ground level, and I look out, and there's cops got a dude not even 30 feet away, pinned down on the ground. There's a dog out. I mean, it's like insane how rough this place was. And they didn't have continental breakfast or anything like that there. But I remember waking up that morning and walking. There's a little coffee shop right on the edge of the parking lot, probably maybe 150 feet from my door. And I remember putting a gun in my pocket as I walked to the coffee store to get a cup of coffee. Like, it was a sketchy ass place, and we stayed there 2 nights. And the second night wasn't as bad as the first night, but still. But you think back about that. Or another real funny about scary places we stayed, we did an event in Toccoa, Georgia one time. In Toccoa, Georgia, it's just a little small town, and if you've been there, but there's no like name brand hotels. Hell, there's no restaurants really in Toccoa, Georgia anymore. And we stayed at a little Bon Pop motel in Toccoa, Georgia. And that was another sketchy place. I remember it's one of those things like, when you watch the movies and they always crash at a shitty hotel, they always have that guy that's like the weird looking dude working the front desk with the TV playing in the background. Literally exactly that scenario when you walk in. And the thing that was crazy was there was a porno playing when we walked in to check in. And we get our key, not a card, none of that. It was a true key with like the big tag on it. And the room was decent. It was old as crap, obviously, but it was somewhat clean. Somewhere to lay your head, at the end of the day. I did sleep with my clothes on, but and we did the event, and that was crazy in itself. And we've told that story before about that crazy event, but it's so crazy now looking back where we're staying now and the things that we're doing now, and it's not even just the hotel stays. We've got people reaching out to us from all kinds of, companies want a branch put together, collaborate, whatever. And I love it. I love working with these new people. I love doing these things, expanding the brand, whatnot. But it's so crazy. Like, you never forget where you come from. At the end of the day, it's a humbling experience to think back. And I'm so excited for what's coming and what we're going to do in the future. And I'm enjoying every day of it now. We have a blast. But I love those experiences. Probably won't trade them for the world because they make for some good stories, which in turn makes for some good views. So that's always a good thing on the YouTubes. I tell you what, guys, you know what? I think I chattered enough for the day. I'm going to enjoy my coffee in my classic 90s coffee cup. And I got to catch a phone call with Meekum. Stay tuned. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars.